Good evening, all. Welcome to tonight's I'mPossible conversation. The conversation where ordinary people share their extraordinary stories. I'm your host, Suki, and tonight my guest is Emma Foley. She's the founder of a feel-good tribe and a Spartan racer. So now I'm going to bring her in my live podcast. Let's invite her. I'm sure she will just join now. Where are you, Emma? So I really hope you guys enjoying the weather and sunshine. It's been absolutely hot, wasn't it? Here you go, Emma. Where are you? Hi, Les. How are you doing? I'm waiting for Emma to come. Oh, yes, here she is. Hi, Les.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, it's worked.
Yeah, it worked. How are you?
I'm really great. How are you?
Good, good. I'm very good. Yeah, it's been really warm today, wasn't it?
Hasn't it just? It's been like absolutely scorchio. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Because I've got
Yes, I can
my
hear you
headphones
okay.
in.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
perfect. Right, okay.
Awesome.
Let's share your story. Could you introduce yourself, please?
So my name is Emma Foley. A lot of people actually just call me my surname, Foley, but I'm also now known as the Smiling Ninja. Don't know why that is.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah, basically, I love to smile, and I can't remember how it came about, but I was talking to someone and I just said, "Oh yeah, I'm like a smiling ninja," and they were like, "I absolutely love that." So it just stuck, and
Yeah,
that's me.
fantastic. Isn't it your ninja, but is it nothing to do with your Spartan race?
Well, that I didn't actually, not because of that. It was just for a totally different reason. But Spartan, yeah, that's a whole other level.
All
Whole other
right.
level. So I go into warrior mode there. So like Foley, sort of Foley beast, Foley warrior.
Fantastic. Right, you got this feel-good tribe. You
I
are founder of,
do.
yeah. Could you tell us a bit
Yeah.
more about your tribe?
Yeah, so I created the Feel Good Tribe like at the start of January because I'd been a part of a group previously, and I just loved how people sort of came together in a community, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? I would love to do something like that." And I just sort of left it like that. And then when it came to January, I was sort of like, well, why can't I do that? Of course I can. So I put this group together because, as people know, I'm very much a people person, absolutely love people. I love injecting, that feel good factor into people's day. So I created a group for people, a place for people to come to sort of feel more positive, uplifted, motivated, and energized. And we're now into July, so it's been running, over 6 months, which is awesome. And I absolutely love it, love it. And I've got some amazing people in the group.
So your group is very active, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got some really like awesome, as I said, everyone is awesome, and there's some people who engage, and obviously it's even more active now since I started my Foley feel good movements when I go around Newcastle city centre interviewing people.
Tell me more about it, please, because I've seen a
Right.
few of your lives, yes, and it's just amazing and very interesting too.
Yeah, so basically, I started my group in January, and I've probably only been doing this about 3 months or something, maybe longer actually. And I just decided that I'd wanted to really give people a chance to engage, but also pushing myself out of my comfort zone a bit. And I
Yeah.
just decided, you know what I'd love to do? I would love to interview people and ask them what makes them feel good. So I stuck to the feel good tribe. So yeah, I literally just started one day, Newcastle like city shopping centre, went live in my
Uh-huh.
group, and I usually do it on a Friday because I call it the Friday
At
Feel
12
Good
o'clock.
movement. And yeah,
Uh-huh.
roughly about 12,
Twelve,
half
yeah.
12.
Uh-huh.
And I just go around asking people what makes them feel good. I'll typically ask them anything like, favorite color, favorite holiday,
Uh-huh.
if they could be a celebrity. And I'm basically doing it because I'm forcing them to think about things that make them happy, things that bring them joy. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
raising their state. So that's why I do it, and
Yeah.
that's why I love it. And some of the responses are just amazing. Obviously, a
Uh-huh.
lot of people don't want to do it, which I also completely understand as well. But I just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love it.
Yeah. So do you think most of people don't like to do it? Because I
Mm.
thought when you go live, most people are willing to participate.
Yeah, well, it's funny because it depends week to week. Like, I
Uh-huh.
remember a couple of Fridays ago, it was epic because every single person I went up to got involved. And then there was one week where
Mm-hmm.
people were like, no, no. One woman sort of said, I absolutely do not want to do that at all.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, that's absolutely fine. I know it's not for everyone. But one thing it
Mm-hmm.
has taught me, which you can apply to life, is never give up. So you'll get knocked down, you'll get lots of rejections. But so I kept going. I was like, I'm determined. I'm going to find someone who will
Yeah.
let me
Uh-huh.
interview them.
Uh-huh. So when you choose people, how do you choose people? Because you kind of that person's likely to take a part, or that person's kind of a no, no, because you just won't go to everybody, would you?
Yeah, you sort of
And
have
it's
to.
uh-huh,
Yeah, you have to kind of I kind of go with my gut instinct. So you'll
uh-huh,
see some people who are like properly like on a power mission and just like don't look at me, otherwise I will kill you. Or and not literally, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
So and then you'll see someone and it'll really confuse you because you look at them and you'll be like, "Oh, they look perfect." And they'll just
uh-huh,
look at you and they'll be like, "Sorry, I don't have time," which is fine. So
yeah,
I usually gauge off who I think might get involved.
mm-hmm,
And actually, the other week, I don't know if you watched this one, um, there was these two sky men. So I knew that they couldn't go anywhere because they were stood selling sky. And I thought, oh, well, they're salespeople. They're salespeople. So
uh-huh,
they talk to people day to day. So I'm sure
uh-huh,
they'll be up for a bit of crack. So
uh-huh,
I actually got one of them to sing, and
uh-huh,
it was just
sing,
great. Yeah,
uh-huh,
it was really funny because
uh,
the one Gary, I think he was called,
mm-hmm,
and I said, "Oh, so what do you enjoy doing?" And he said, "Oh, I love singing." And I said, "Oh, will you serenade me?" And he was like, "Oh no, I can't do that."
uh-huh,
And then his mate's like, "Come on, Gary, you've got to let her." And I said to them, I said, "Well, if you I said, I'll even think about signing up if you sing." So,
oh, wow,
and he was like, "Oh, well, I can't refuse that." So then he started
uh-huh.
singing, and it was just yeah, I was absolutely buzzing at the end. Just yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. The thing is, and you feel good as well because you made
Yes.
them feel good. And I remember
Yep.
watching one of your lives, and then you just managed to get someone who was minding the water drip, or was it like the floor? The security
What was
guard
that?
of Eldon Square. There's some security. They were
Oh,
minding the some slippage or something like that. That
oh, I'm
couldn't
trying to
really go.
remember.
Oh no, that was a good
Yeah.
one. I really enjoyed
Uh,
that because
I tell you what,
yeah.
one of my other favorites was when
Mm-hmm.
I done my radio interview and one of my friends was actually filming me because usually I have to hold it like that. And
Uh-huh.
I was wearing a multicolored tutu and I went and interviewed two policemen and I gave them all, I was like, "Can I give you a hug or a high five?"
Mm-hmm.
And I gave them like a big hug. I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. That was
Yeah.
one of my
And
favorite ones as well.
You picked the lady on her birthday as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so it was really nice. So I stopped her and she's like, "Oh, it's my birthday." So I was like, "That's amazing. Happy birthday." And she was
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah, right. Okay, and then the Feel Good Tribe, it's not just in Newcastle.
Well, so
Tell me more.
yeah, so it's currently in Newcastle, but my plan
Uh-huh.
is because I'm wanting to incorporate more travel into my life, especially sort of next year. So my plan is to take the Feel Good Tribe around the world, like my Feel Good movements. And the reason I want to do that is because obviously all the cultures are so different. So I thought it'd be really interesting to expand it.
Yeah.
So
And
that's the plan.
how are you going to do that? Is it going to be like online? How are you going to? Because if someone living in Manchester want to be part of your tribe, and what does that person need to do?
So just work exactly the same way as it sort of worked here, like on the
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, because obviously that's the beauty about social media that you can take it all over the world. So that's why it's so easy. Like social media, it's like Facebook is such a great platform for allowing people to join your group and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So what else are you planning to do? Is there, because I know you got that
Yes.
Spartan race coming up.
Yes, I do.
What's
Urgh.
that? It sounds
Okay.
really not girly.
Yeah, it's
Spartan.
not girly. So it's funny because I would say I'm a mixture between girly and then absolutely loving mud. Probably a bit more
Mm-hmm.
than I should.
Mm-hmm.
So the Spartan race is basically the one I'm doing with my friend Andy is 50 kilometers in distance and around 200 obstacles.
Such as, what's the obstacles
Oh,
are like?
so it can be anything where you've got these big atlas rocks and you sort of
Mm-hmm.
hoist them over your shoulder. There are log carries, a lot of mud, you're going through ponds, you're swimming
Mm-hmm.
underwater under wooden blocks, climbing up walls, sandbag carries, rope climbs. Honestly, there's just so many.
Mm-hmm. So why you decided to do it? Because what's the
Because
reason?
I've loved doing adventure races for years now. As a member of an
Mm-hmm.
outdoor boot camp years ago, and that sort of military style of training like really suited me down to a T. And I got introduced to
Mm-hmm.
adventure races. And once you've done one, well, as for me, I was absolutely hooked. It's sort of like the adrenaline rush you get, and also it's so much about the team spirit, the team atmosphere. Everyone is there. People help each other out. Um, like for me, obviously, I'm not very tall, so some of the
Mm-hmm.
walls I like run and I'll try and then
Uh-huh.
I'll fall down. But some
Mm-hmm.
of the guys just kind of go and give you a hoist over. So yeah, for
Uh-huh.
me, it's all about the challenge. Like this one I'm doing is going to be such a challenge because I'm going to be out there for at least 10 hours,
Uh-huh.
and it's just the thought of conquering it. Because I'm telling myself I'm going to conquer
Mm-hmm.
this beast, this ultra
Yeah.
beast, and then yeah, it's just a sense of accomplishment, the adrenaline that you get, and the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. And what's the further plan? Because that's the Spartan race, and then you have further bigger challenges, or have what's your
Well,
personal goal?
so that is my sort of fitness goal at the minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Another personal goal for obviously following on from what I'm doing with the Feel Good Tribe is that I am going to start workshops, and I'm going to call
Okay.
it. So my plan is this summer to start one in Newcastle. I'm going to put it out here in the next week, and I'm going to call it the Feel Good Feeling. So that is sort of incorporating lots of different things into a morning. So I actually, a few years ago, used to be a personal trainer. So obviously for me, exercise has always played quite a crucial part. And definitely when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to mind, that's such a brilliant release. So in the workshops, it's going to incorporate sort of some group exercise, some team building exercises. I'm also an NLP practitioner, so I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
incorporate exercises and tools and tips to give people that they can apply to their daily lives. and apart from that, just as a cool down, some breathing techniques, meditation, and the outcome is basically people will leave feeling a little bit happier, lighter, spring in their step, and
They
feeling
want to
good.
come for more.
They
Yeah,
want to come for more.
exactly.
Have another dose.
Yes,
Have another dose of
yes,
Foley.
exactly. Yes. And Ben, did you say you're going to start during the summer and it's going to be in Newcastle, yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be Newcastle. So I'm finalizing dates at the minute, and it's going to be on a
Mm-hmm.
weekend. So again, I'm just working out whether it be the Saturday or the Sunday. And
Uh-huh.
as it's still, fingers crossed, going to be nice weather, I'm potentially thinking everyone is in Newcastle, that Jesmond Dean Park would be a lovely sort of area because, again, it sort of heightens the experience when you're outside in nature. So that is the plan. Very excited as I'm putting it together. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing plan. So, because we all know you are Smile Ninja and founder of Feel Good Tribe, and it's going to be global. That's all we know. But what's the most important thing I should know about you that people you don't,
That people don't know, or
yeah, people don't know.
ooh, well, one thing is that I
Hmm.
actually used to be ridiculously shy because a lot of
You
people probably would,
shy.
yeah,
Okay.
honestly, really,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It
So,
probably, um, I used to, especially in the classroom, when I think I used to tap people, like especially the teachers. I used to like whisper and tap them like this, and I guess I probably felt maybe as though I was loud with some of my friends, but when it came to sort of like a classroom situation or
mhm.
people I did, especially people I didn't know, which is so different now. Bear in mind, I go around Newcastle interviewing people I've never met. I think I probably thought I had to be quiet to fit in. So I basically wanted to blend in, so I stayed quiet.
Uh-huh. So
Um,
how did you come? Well, how did you become like now this outgoing, bubbly person from a little shy girl?
So I think it's a mixture of things. When I was at school, so this is when I was supposedly still very quiet, I
Mm-hmm.
always loved drama. I still do. Love theatre and everything like that. And every time we did a drama lesson, it's as though I would have let myself escape into another person. So when I was another person, that was okay to shine because it wasn't me, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So when I was 14, we did a production called Bugsy Malone, which you'll have probably, have you heard of Bugsy? And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually was Dandy Dan in it. And when I was on the stage performing it, some, even actually a couple of my family members and some friends of family came to watch me and they were like, "Oh my God, how is Emma so loud?" And they couldn't believe it because I just came to life as I was this gangster, this Dandy Dan. Um,
Uh-huh.
and so that helped bring me out of my shell. And then I totally would say it's from starting work early. From an age of 15, I got a summer job, and I'm so grateful that I got it because I was a waitress in a little country coffee shop down the road from where I lived with my parents, and I had to deal with the public. I was on the counter, so I dealt with the public, all the way up from 15. And again, having jobs like that, I was a personal trainer at David Lloyd, and I had to literally um, stand in front of a class of 20 or more people and instruct them. And in
Mm-hmm.
my first week, I remember there was a couple of people who were off sick, and basically, I think it might have only been my second day, and they were literally like, "Emma, you're gonna have to teach a class." And I was like, "What kind of class?" Because I came from like a boot camp like background, and they were like
Uh-huh.
a ballet conditioning class, and I was like, ballet, like totally different. So
Uh-huh.
basically, I had no choice. I had about, I think there was about 8 people, ranging from a lady who was in her late 70s to
Mm-hmm.
a man who was running marathons to, so there's possibly all sorts of ages and abilities, and I just had to put a circuit together. with core exercises. And so I think from doing that, it's just having to throw myself in and just deal with what comes. So that definitely developed me as well.
But yeah, because it's getting out of your comfort zone, isn't it? Because I
Massively,
really do
yeah.
admire you when you go around and doing live and asking someone completely out of blue, could you go live with me?
Yeah, I
That's a
know.
brave thing to do. Yes, definitely. So what do you believe in?
I believe that everybody deserves to be a somebody. So I
And
believe that everyone deserves the chance to shine. That like I always go back to the saying. I think it's actually on the the poster you created for this
oh
conversation.
yes.
It was that this is probably my number one quote is that will never people will always forget what you said, what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So when it goes back to my feel good tribe, I would call myself a feel good coach. I basically talk to someone, doesn't matter age, religion, anything, talk to someone the way I would want to be talked to myself, because
Mm-hmm.
people deserve to be seen and talked to in that sort of way. So yeah, um, that's what I believe and what people sort of deserve. And yeah,
Yeah. Where can you see yourself in 10 years' time?
10 years time. Ooh, that
Feel
obviously
good tribe?
the feel good tribe would have like quadrupled, maybe
Uh-huh.
even more. Yeah, well, obviously I've done a stint on radio. I would love to get onto television.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that is my goal, to sort of get me out there. Obviously, my movements. I also my plan is to do talks on stage. There's one vision that I've
Mm-hmm.
had for about 2 years, and Tony Robbins. When he's on
Yes.
stage and he's like jumping around like that. I've
Yes.
seen that
And
image
he's
for a
nearly,
while.
how old is he? He's nearly like 70 now,
Oh,
is he?
I don't know his exact
Or
age, but
probably not
he's
70,
doing well.
probably 60.
No, no, he's not, but he's doing well. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
That
just see
energy
my,
he has.
yeah, because I've got
I can,
super loads of energy.
uh-huh. So
So
what do you do to calm yourself down?
right, good question. Because still to this day, I would call it a work in progress. If I said I'd completely mastered it, I'd be lying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because as a lot of people know me, I'm always like running around. Well, I'm like, I'm full pelt sometimes and
Mm-hmm.
giving it all out. Whereas now I'd say the difference from present me to past me is my awareness. So my awareness when I feel as though like my energy's becoming low, if I feel like I've gone too hard, or perhaps not had enough sleep. Sleep's obviously a massive one. So I will
Mm-hmm.
stand back. I limit my time on social media as well, because I used to become
Mm-hmm.
so wrapped up in that, and I shut off. So I do quite often now. I'll do points where I actually shut off from just general life, and have the calm time. Again, working on breathing, meditation, and just being still.
And how
So
do you
that,
find it? Is it hard for you to do that?
yes,
Because
it's
like
very,
all
very,
of this energy and you just
yeah, yeah. So it is extremely challenging at times,
mm-hmm.
because as I'm so energetic,
Yeah.
um, I'm just wanting to, I can get easily just, again, social media and things has got such a big part to play for sometimes, because we're so used to, doing this, like, oh, let's check my phone. Have I sent that email? Have I sent that text? Have I done that? And I did try it, like, I can't remember, a few months ago, and I just sat in silence and I made myself do it for 30 full minutes. And that maybe doesn't sound like very long. However,
Mm-hmm.
not doing anything at all, it's quite challenging, but the more you get used to it and you practice it and more consistent, it does get easier.
Yeah. And do you find a benefit in it?
definitely. Yeah, 100%. And another thing which I should have mentioned that helps my headspace is, which I've discovered that I haven't had enough of, is holiday. Like this, I've had a full week off this week,
Mm-hmm.
and the benefits that it has given me have been amazing.
So you've been working really hard and forgot all about holiday, but still on high,
Yeah,
full energy. No
yeah,
holiday,
I
full
know.
energy.
Full of energy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, uh-huh. So share your tips and what's your daily habits and to stay on that high? Because I know it's your personality, but then you're doing something really well that other people's not doing.
Okay, so I'd say if I'm for my sort of optimum being me,
Mm-hmm.
um, I I'm more a morning person than a night owl, to be honest. So I will get up in the morning, um, get to the gym. Exercise is very important. Even if I'm not gymming in the morning, I have to be walking somewhere. So if I choose to walk to work, which most mornings I do, unless it's
Mm-hmm.
horrific weather, and sometimes I think, no, I'll just get the bus. The 40-minute walk. So for me, exercise is important because it releases all of the endorphins and it's just an escape for me. It releases anything, any frustrations, and just yeah, mentally so beneficial. So my advice to anyone is just get your body moving. You don't have to do a marathon, you don't have to do a crazy race like I'm doing. It can be
Mm-hmm.
anything: swimming, cycling, walking, yoga, dance classes, like Zumba. There's
Mm-hmm.
so much you can do, so many activities, and it doesn't have to be boring. You can do it with a friend, you can buddy up, hence why group exercise classes are really good. So that's one thing. One of my saving graces is how much water I drink as well. I am like a fish.
Mm-hmm.
um, just keeps me hydrated. So I have at least 2 liters of water a day. That sort of keeps like my mind clear as well and flushes everything out. Being outside in nature is huge for me as well. And I've been so fortunate, especially the last number of weekends, to have been to the beach like every weekend because there's just
Uh-huh.
something really therapeutic about being outside with the water. And yeah, it's my calm. It's my place of calm. Anywhere outside, anywhere beautiful, peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing for me that keeps me me is being around really awesome people and people who challenge you and people who want to see you grow and people who encourage you instead of people who potentially put you down
Or just don't say anything. People
or
just
don't say
don't say
anything
anything. Yeah,
or
yeah,
don't say anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, because you are full of energy, because you just kind of reminded me my son, because he's just
All right.
full of energy, just non-stop at all. So, what do you think? Like, because let me think. The environment we've been raised up, that really affects what your personality is. And what do you
Mm.
think? Like your parents did for you to become like this?
Well, mum sometimes says to me, "I don't know where you came from." So,
Yeah.
um, you know what? I've been really blessed because I have two very lovely parents, and they've definitely brought me up the right way and have looked after me well. Um, Personality wise, I would say I'm not really sure who I'm like because if I'm honest, I'm a little bit reserved in front of my parents. Because part of my personality, I do have a really sort of quirky, daft, crazy, side,
Uh-huh.
which is me. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just probably developed through friendships I've had with people who I'm still friends with to the day. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just different things that I've like picked up along the way. So even though I have the foundations of them, I've
Yeah.
also added bits to it, sort of mixed it into I was going to say
Uh-huh.
potion. Sounds like something like spell. um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess the main things I've gotten from them, um, like sort of, be very like honest, kindness, um,
Uh-huh.
manners was always one that was drummed into me right from a young age. If I didn't say
Mm-hmm.
my please and thank yous, I get a little nip on my bum. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
they've done, I'm very grateful, because obviously I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, I believe it's also everything that I've experienced and been through as well that is developed. Oh, I think it paused there. Sorry, I don't know what happened
Yeah.
there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Also say you grow through what you go through, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Totally agree.
Mm.
Um, so, because I know you are a very, very energetic, happy person, just in every day. What's your happiest day? What was the happiest day of your life? And like
Ooh.
being you now and then being happier you.
Oh, that's a tough one. The happiest day. That's a hard one, that. Um, I have a huge. Oh, that's actually doesn't happen very much. Stop for words there. Um,
Yeah.
can I name just a couple that sort of stick out from just
Yeah,
thinking?
yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
Um, so one of them, I think it's just because I've probably stuck in my head because I've mentioned it a bit this evening. One of the most satisfying feelings was when I was on that stage, being Dandy Dan, doing Bugsy Malone, because
Mm-hmm.
the amount of effort, I mean, it's just a school play. However, we had to rehearse for so many hours, and just sort of being there and knowing that I could, and I was doing it. You know, immersing myself in it. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but yeah, it was just like a sort of really satisfying feeling, thinking, yes, I can do it. And again, these probably another feeling like that was when I did some other Spartan races, and I did really well in one of them. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just a sense of accomplishment, and I guess some happy memories that just come into
Mm-hmm.
my head now. That's just literally come into my head is probably is my parents, and just at nighttime I've just got like a vision of them like tucking me in saying good night. So I guess my happy places and moments are all based around all sort of memories that I've formed, whether it be my parents, my friends, my happy places, my places I choose to sit and go. One of them being Ireland is one.
Fantastic. I got like few messages here, and Sharon says, love it, portion. I think it's probably a little bit earlier. And Matt says, it's okay, Foley. I won't take it personally about your
Oh, what was
happiest
that?
day.
What? Oh,
It's okay, Foley. I won't take it personally.
what was that about the? What was
It
that
was
about
about your
meeting it?
happiest life. Or
My
maybe, I don't
happiest
know.
place. Well, my happiest place.
Yeah.
Curtis, what you like?
So what do you do for your personal development? Because I know you do loads.
Yeah, so again, this is where I've definitely grown over the last couple of years. So it's just, again, being around the right people,
Mm-hmm.
people who challenge you and help you grow. I know I was having this chat with Matt actually. Um, he definitely keeps me on track sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And reading some different books. One that I'm currently rereading again is called The Alchemist, and
Right.
because I never used to really be a reader, so this is one thing that my
Mm-hmm.
parents have sort of said. They're like, I don't know why, but Emma never reads. But then it's as soon as you open a book and you know it's going to give you a bit more, sort of, yeah, it has a sort of different meaning to it. So I definitely
Yeah.
read more. And
Uh-huh.
the main thing that started me developing was going to one of the Elite Network events. So
All right.
networking
Yeah.
events, basically
Uh-huh.
any networking events, because it was sort of really refreshing to be around a group of people who sort of wanted to go places and
Mm-hmm.
wanted to grow and had a bigger vision. Because again, I'm working on creating my bigger vision, but my vision used
Mm-hmm.
to be like minute, as in, yeah, probably, if I'm honest, resorted like quite a while ago. My limiting belief was that I wasn't good enough, so probably kept it very small because that was the original belief. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because mm-hmm.
basically going back to the question, the way I've like developed and what I do for myself is networking events and courses. I did my NLP practitioner course, and
Mm-hmm.
just getting different skill sets and sort of learning, talking to the right people, and just repeating that process basically.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get to the bad mood?
Oh yeah. So I'm someone said to me, I think it was a few weeks ago, and I
Uh-huh.
actually did do a post in my group. They were like, "Oh my God, you smile all the time. Are you just always happy, like all the time?" And I just looked at them and went, "No." I said, "Sometimes I have really sad days." I was like, "I am human." And because people sort of associate, because I am naturally very smiley, I love to smile. My,
Mm-hmm.
glass is half full, and this is me
Yeah.
generally. However, I do definitely have challenging times. Like there's some days where I feel crap, and so does everyone. But it's more about how you choose, so you can like how long you choose to hold on to it for. So that's what's changed with me really. And
Yeah.
I used to feel incredibly guilty like a while ago if say I felt sad, because I was like, but I'm known as the smiley one, or I'm really like enthusiastic. So yeah, I can't feel this way, when actually it's worth sort of bottling it up and keeping it like that. Because all of us are human beings, and we
Yeah.
all experience the highs and lows. But going back to, we grow through what you go through, it helps
Mm-hmm.
develop your character. Every experience you have, good and bad, just develop you and make you who you are.
Yes, exactly. And it's where you see the challenges. What's your perspective, isn't it? How do you see
Mm,
things? That's what makes you who you are.
yeah, exactly. It makes us all unique. We're all so different, which is like beautiful. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, makes each other unique and interesting as well.
Yeah.
So if someone meets you, what do you want that person ask you about you? Because
What if someone meets me for the first time?
yeah, what do you wish someone would ask you, basically?
Um, Someone met me, probably ask sort of hobbies, what I like doing, what I'm about, things that bring me joy, which I guess is hobbies as well, isn't it?
Because that's probably everyone just ask everyday normal thing, isn't it? But
Is that your
sometimes
natural hair
people
color? No, no one's asked me that recently, actually. But it is blonde. It's just like, I don't know if you can see, it's like a darker blonde. So I do have it highlighted for anyone wanting to clear that up.
I wish I could do something like that. My mind's probably the opposite. So, like, what are you very passionate about in your life right now? I know you got that your workshops coming, which is exciting, and
Yeah.
this Feel Good Tribe and Spartan Race coming in September, and you also raising money for Hindsight Mine. Is that right?
Yeah, so anyone who's watching, I'd be so grateful. It's on my page. I've set a minimum target of 500. I think I'm on 230. So I've got over 7 weeks. But yeah, so important to me because it's such an amazing charity. So yeah, so what am I passionate about? Simple
Mm-hmm.
answer, people. Passionate about
People.
people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I absolutely loved because you being Smiling Ninja and then choosing the Mind Hindsight, and I know what you're doing, like this Feel Good Tribe. is bringing lots of positivities to people's lives. And
Yeah,
that's kind of a preventing, making people look things from a brighter side and preventing
yeah,
them to fall into that trap of being depressed and or anxiety, etc., isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So, yeah, just passionate about people, and as I said, that everyone deserves to be a someone, and I just care. I just generally care about people. I want to help them feel good. Yeah, people who know me know I'm very, very genuine, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to do what I can to bring people up, raise them up.
Yeah, and I also remember because you got interviewed that by Alfie Joe at BBC Radio,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I
and
love that.
do you want to tell us a story behind it?
So basically, I was like, you know what? I really want to try and get on radio and talk about my feel good tribe because I think the Northeast could really benefit from something like it. So I tried to
Mm-hmm.
call them and there was no answer. So then I sent them an email basically talking about me, reference my smiling ninja nickname, and basically about my group and what I did. And I actually talked about my feel good movement when I go around talking to people and interviewing
Mm-hmm.
them and raising their state. And then I got a sort of a phone call the next day, and they were like, "Is it all right if Alfie Joey comes out and interviews you?" So he interviewed me on a Monday, and I rock up in like a multicolored tutu, as you do.
Mm-hmm.
Just casual, meh, it's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Uh-huh. Just your usual
my
day.
mum was my mum was like, "Why would you do that though? Like, why?" And I was like, "Well, just cause
Why
not
not?
every day I'm going to be interviewed on radio." So anyway,
Uh-huh.
he like interviewed me, and as we're talking, when I used to teach classes in David Lloyd, I always used to say, "Can I get a whoop whoop?" So I think he just said whoop, and I said, "Oh yeah, can I get a whoop whoop?" And he played, so our interview, he played on one of their Friday morning shows, and all throughout the day, all you could hear was me going whoop whoop. So once I did that interview, actually I think two of I know Catherine Amanda was there, but one of my other friends, Joe, who I think's watching this,
Uh-huh.
no, not Joe, sorry, Joe is watching this, but one of my other friends, Mel, um, and they went for a coffee with him afterwards, and I was just absolutely just like, because I was so excited. So you imagine how
Uh-huh.
energetic I am anyway. But after a radio interview, so heaven knows what I'll be
That's
like if I'm on TV. Heaven
uh-huh.
knows what I'll be
Uh-huh.
like on TV. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was a brilliant experience.
Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, imagine you've sent them email and the next day you got an interview on a BBC radio. So that's
Yeah, I
how
know.
much they feel good tribe is needed.
Yeah, I know.
And you are in demand.
What can I say?
I
I
know. It's
try.
only one, only one. Yeah. So
Definitely only one me. People who are
exactly.
watching, can they clarify there's definitely one Emma Foley?
So you said you're reading The Alchemist. Did you say you were reading it quite a few times?
No, well, I've just sort of recently started it again because it's one of those
Uh-huh.
books where I'd started and then there's a few others that came about, so I properly only started it. So I can't explain much about it because I'm literally only like 20 pages into it, but I've heard a
Uh-huh.
lot of people talk about it. So once I've
Yeah.
finished it, I will then relay it back to you, tell you whether to read
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because I've listened on Audible and that's amazing book and I absolutely loved it. What's your like everyday book, like the table book that you could come quite often, like
Ooh,
time to time?
I'm trying to remember what I read recently. I tell you one, I read an Oprah
Mm-hmm.
Winfrey one, like it was What I Know for Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of that one? But
No, I
that's again
haven't.
only one. That's only
Mm-hmm.
one that I sort of listen to, but it's one that I
Mm-hmm.
want to go back from. Another lady I like is Gabriella. what's her surname? I've forgotten it. The universe
Yes.
has your back. Universe has your back.
Gabrielle
It's by
Bernstein. It's there.
that's it. Yeah,
It's
yeah. So
there.
I really,
Uh-huh.
yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I really like her. Universe has your back.
Uh-huh.
That was a really good audible, and quite frequently sort of think about her when you put things out to the universe and say, I actually did it today. I was like, if I'm on the right pathway, show me XYZ and try it out.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And it worked.
Well, I'm waiting on today's one because I only just put it out. I'm not going to
Right,
share what it
okay.
was.
You're right, okay, yeah. You share it once it's done.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
okay, you being this energetic, lovely young lady, what role would you like to play in a movie?
Oh, well, so even though I'm quite like I would say I would quite like to play sort of a kick-ass sort of spy kind of, because secretly I quite like that sort of nifty,
Mm-hmm.
saving the day. Actually a film which I loved, and my one of my last Spartan races I dressed up as I love Wonder Woman. She is awesome.
Have you ever auditioned to any?
Never, never.
Why
You're putting
not?
the idea in my head though. I know. I could be
You
Wonder
got
Woman. I
all
am
this
I am Wonder
energy.
Woman. I am
You
Wonder
are.
Woman.
But imagine, you can.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine seeing me on a screen?
I
How would that
can.
look?
Totally can. Yeah.
You're like, I can, just need to see you doing it.
Yes. Because without idea, it will never go further, will it? And then
Yeah,
we can
exactly.
get an
Yeah,
audition.
taking action.
Yeah. So, oh, I'm run out of the question. So, would you like to talk about your? Oh, this is
Oh,
your most favorite movie that energizes you. But then you're an energetic person anyway.
oh, I was gonna say, if you said favorite movie, which I can easily tell you is Pretty Woman.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I know that's not the exact question you asked me, but that's one that came straight to head. I love Pretty Woman because I really like Julia Roberts. And actually, I'm wearing a sort of Pretty Woman style dress because she's got like a brownie polka dot one when she's at the races.
Yes.
And I just, I just love her. Richard Gere. Um, I just like the whole story. It's just one of those feelings when I'm like, oh, let's put Pretty Woman on. And then every now and then I'll hear da 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 da.
And then you just
Pretty
walk in.
Woman. And then I'll sway like this. I love her outfits. I love all her outfits. I mean, imagine that just sitting there, getting given a credit card, being like, yes, I'll have that lovely dress. I'll have that fancy hat. I'll have this sexy underwear. So yeah, I just like the film. There's nothing specific that jumps out about why I like it. I just love
Uh-huh.
it.
Okay.
An energetic film.
And she's got her own mind, doesn't she? She's a
Yeah,
fiery.
she is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's thank you very much. So this is my very last question. And if you want, if there was no, if you want to, no, not if you want to, which celebrity would you like to meet in person?
Oh.
Like they inspire you the most?
Oh goodness. Celebrity.
They all normal human.
I know that's the thing they are. I
Yeah.
can't think of a specific one right now. Trying to think of who's inspired me recently. I have to Julia has to be up there just because I've talked about it and
Yeah.
I've watched every single one of her films. I mean, there's so
Mm-hmm.
many inspiring sort of people and women and um I think they're all good in their own ways. I'm just trying to pinpoint
Yeah.
people. There's so many I can't think of one.
Exactly.
I'll
Because
say Julia. Good old Julia.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they inspire people in a different, their own unique way.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
So.
there's all sorts of different, you know, people, different backgrounds, you know, TV
Mhm.
stars, singers, actresses, sports heroes. Um, there's so many amazing people who are so talented in what they do. Um,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. They're all there for a
Actually,
reason.
and a lot of people, a lot of my friends also inspire me as well on a daily basis.
Exactly. Everyone around us.
Yeah,
Everyone's
exactly.
got something to offer.
They do, they
And
really do.
mhm. And do you know what, Emma? I really would like to see you in film one day.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. I just got that.
Oh.
I, you just got that energy, and then you just brought that in my mind. So
Oh.
I totally
Well,
can
you never
see it.
know. You never know. Coming to a cinema near you.
Never
Dun, dun,
say never.
dun. Yeah,
Emma
exactly. Never
Foley.
say never. Emma Foley. You'll be like, I
Emma Foley.
remember having the I'm Possible conversation with her, and I put the idea in her head, and now look at her.
Oh, yeah. Look at her.
Look at her.
Look at her. Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much. You've been amazing guest. And my friend Linda says, Lily said hi. And hello, Lily.
Hello,
And
Lily.
yeah, that's like a very lovely little girl who was just amazing doing the figure skating and just passed her
Oh,
exams,
wow. Oh,
level
that's
2.
awesome.
And I
I would
know,
high five her if I was there.
yeah, I'm sure we'll do just virtual one.
Or do a double.
Could do. Right. Okay, thanks very much. And you've been amazing
Thank
guest.
you.
And thank you
Oh,
very much
thank
everyone
you.
else watching. And
Yeah, thank you
we'll
to
see
everyone.
you next Wednesday. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.